Now, over in Canada, Pierre Poilievre, who is going to be the Prime Minister of Canada, he's a tremendous politician, member of the Conservative Party in Canada. The direction needs to be directed toward family and away from radical sexual individualism as the ethos. Here's Pierre Poilievre, is whether that is going to trigger a new election. Poilievre, if the election were held today, would easily be Prime Minister, probably with the largest conservative majority of any Western country.
Shapiro has declared his support for Pierre Poilievre, creating a surprising connection in North American conservative politics. This announcement gains extra significance as Justin Trudeau's approval ratings have dropped to single digits. Shapiro, known for his direct speaking style in American conservative media, has brought fresh attention to Canadian politics with this unexpected endorsement. This development has sparked discussions about potential changes in Canadian leadership and what it means for the country's political future.
The dream is family, house, dog, being able to earn, make sure that your kids have more wealth than your parents gave you. Right? These are the dreams. Whether it's the Canadian dream or the American dream, that's the dream. That's the thing people are seeking for. Government regulation of personal sexual relationships, for example. Maybe it is on a local level, but it is certainly not on a sort of broad level. But as a matter of morality and societal directionality, that is a very different dream from I get to screw whoever I want without any consequence and society needs to pay for it. That is not the dream. That was never the Canadian dream. That was never the American dream. That was never the Western dream. And in fact, those two dreams are in direct opposition.
Shapiro's influence reaches millions through his daily podcasts, making his support significant beyond just American borders. This endorsement could help Poilievre reach new audiences, especially among younger conservative voters. However, there's an interesting contrast. Shapiro's conservative views, particularly on sensitive issues like abortion and gun control, often differ from typical Canadian conservative positions. This difference highlights potential challenges in how this alliance might be received by Canadian voters who tend to favor more moderate stances on these topics.
Met another guy at the La Brat Brewery a few days ago, and you can watch the video of me talking with him. He walked up to me and he said, "I have 3 jobs. And I can't make it. We're renting. We have no hope. We've given up on ever owning a home. We're renting." But he didn't fail. He has been failed.
That's right.
He has been robbed
Yeah.
of the promise of Canada. It was a very simple promise. I feel ashamed when I talk to my kids because they ask me why I'm never around and why we can never have a house. And I feel like a failure.
In his endorsement, Shapiro highlighted Poilievre's economic vision and dedication to free speech, calling him a refreshing change for Canadian politics who could bring stability to Ottawa. This support quickly showed results, with polls indicating a 15-point boost in Poilievre's popularity overnight. The endorsement particularly resonated with young voters and Canadians who feel disconnected from the current government. The unexpected partnership between these two conservative figures appears to be reshaping Canadian political dynamics in significant ways.
Politicians break promises all the time. But you know what was bad about this promise? This promise didn't belong to this Prime Minister. It wasn't his promise to break, that if you worked hard, you got a good life. Now, it wasn't fancy or extravagant, but you got a house with a yard where you could have kids playing safely.
Political analysts predict a shift in Conservative Party tactics, with a likely move toward bolder messaging and increased focus on economic policies. This could potentially reshape Canadian conservatism. Meanwhile, Poilievre's growing support has prompted his opponents to act, with the Liberal Party launching campaigns portraying him as too extreme. The political landscape appears increasingly challenging for Prime Minister Trudeau, whose popularity has reached historic lows.
That if you act responsibly and dutifully, you will get ahead in the West. And that is the dream. And here's the thing. All you have to do is unchain the people. That's all you have to do. And that is a direct response to the radical insanity of the rad fem left, which suggests, what do women owe to men? They owe it to men to be good wives and good mothers. All that has to be done, once you have family structures that are actually intact, is let them alone to thrive. Leave them alone. Let them actually do the things that families do, take care of one another.
A dramatic shift has occurred in Canadian politics since Trudeau's early days as the nation's promising leader. His fall from being Canada's popular political figure to having single-digit approval ratings shows a remarkable change. Various scandals have damaged his reputation, including the SNC-Lavalin case, WE Charity controversy, and the emergence of blackface photos. Beyond these issues, economic challenges under his leadership, including rising inflation, soaring housing costs, and flat wages, have further eroded public confidence. This stark decline in popularity marks a significant transformation from his initial image as a charismatic leader promising positive change. The economic challenges have created widespread hardship for average Canadians. Key indicators show rising unemployment, record national debt, and sluggish economic growth. This impact is personal, like John, who works 3 jobs, yet still can't afford home ownership. His situation reflects the struggle of many Canadians under current policies. As Trudeau's approval ratings continue to fall, questions arise about his political future. Analysts debate whether he'll step down before the next election to protect his party's chances, or remain in leadership despite declining support. Meanwhile, Poilievre's message of economic recovery and renewed prosperity is gaining traction with voters who seek change. The political landscape shows a stark contrast, a declining prime minister against a rising challenger. Recent polls reveal Poilievre as the leading candidate for the next election, a dramatic shift from just months ago. His promise to restore the Canadian dream, where hard work leads to home ownership and family security, resonates with voters seeking change. The upcoming months will be decisive as both parties prepare for a significant political contest. The transformation in Canadian politics continues to unfold, with Poilievre's rising popularity directly challenging the established Liberal leadership. The next episode will examine Poilievre's ambitious strategy to transform Canada. We'll analyze whether his proposals can deliver real change or remain campaign promises. Coming soon on All Politics News,